The Wallet 2, written by Christopher Chybulski. Andrew had packed his backpack and headed to school. His dad drove him and dropped him off by the front entrance. Andrew was a sophomore who found high school incredibly boring. He figured today would start like any other day. Throughout the periods, everything seemed the same. That was until 8th period. During English, his teacher announced that they all had to sit down and watch a video. This video was of the school's principal, stating sadly that one of the students, named Ashley Alderson, had been murdered and will no longer be with them. The news had shocked Andrew. He never really knew Ashley Alderson very well aside from the fact that she lived close by to his house. However, Andrew was more concerned with the fact that a murder had happened yesterday just miles away from his own home. Usually, he would see tragedies happen in the news on his television, feeling safe where he was. After school, Andrew was dropped off at his bus stop. He decided to walk to the Aldersons' house to see if what had happened was true. When he arrived, Andrew saw it all. 2 police cars were parked on the side of the street by the Aldersons' house. Through the window, Andrew could see 2 cops beside a caution tape. As Andrew got closer to see what was going on, he noticed that by the sidewalk near a sewer drain was a brown wallet. The first thought that came into his mind was that one of the cops' wallets fell out of their pockets as they were leaving their car to investigate. The second was that it was one of Ashley Alderson's parents' wallets that they had accidentally lost before heading to work. Andrew wanted to ask the cops but didn't want to interfere with the investigation, and the Aldersons wouldn't get home until later. Andrew opened the wallet to see if there was an ID. Andrew's mind exploded. He took the wallet and quickly ran to his house. At home, he rushed to call his friend Michael. "Hey man, you there?" Andrew questioned. "Yeah dude, what is it?" Michael questioned. "Come to my house. I have to show you something." Michael was both puzzled and interested at what Andrew had told him. He rode his bike all the way to Andrew's house. They didn't live too far away from each other. Michael rang the doorbell. Andrew let him in. "Okay, Andrew, buddy old pal, what do you got to show me?" Michael asked. "Look," Andrew stared while pointing to the wallet on his kitchen table. Michael stared at the wallet with a blank look on his face. "What about it?" "Oh, whoops, here." Andrew picked up the wallet and showed Michael the inside. Michael's eyes perked up. "Damn, son, that's a lot of moolah." Inside the wallet was fat stacks of cash from 20s to 50s. They both counted the money and found up to $100,000. "Where'd you find this wallet?" "By the Aldersons' home," Andrew explained. "Isn't that where the hot chick Ashley died?" "Yeah," Andrew responded. "Whoever the guy is who owned this wallet, he was stinking rich. And now, we've got it!" Michael shouted in excitement. "Well, Michael, here's the thing. I don't want to keep this money. I actually want to return it to the original owner." Michael bit his lip, not trying to harm himself, but to show the disgust on his face to Andrew. "Are you serious, man? You just found $100,000 and you're simply going to give it away?" "Well, it's not my money. Plus, I don't want to get in any trouble for this." "Dude, just think of all the things you've ever wanted but couldn't buy. This is a one-time opportunity to get those things." Andrew thought hard about it for a moment. He had little money on him right now, and he didn't want to take any money from his savings account. Then Andrew was reminded of a thing that he wanted. Fine, Michael. How about this? We'll both take $100 each from the wallet and spend it on whatever." Andrew felt as though the person who owned the wallet wouldn't be too upset if such a small amount was taken from the current. "Alright, I accept your compromise," Michael replied. "And remember, only spend $100, Andrew reminded. Michael responded by nodding his head. They both took $100 each from the wallet. Andrew picked up the wallet and placed it in his pocket to keep it safe. He clarified this to Michael, who gave him a suspicious look. Andrew went to the garage to get his bicycle. They both met outside and began to discuss what they were going to buy. Andrew told Michael he wanted this special kind of chocolate milkshake that was exactly $100. Michael thought it was cool what Andrew wanted. On the other hand, Michael had trouble thinking of what he wanted. Everything that he did want was pretty expensive. He started to regret his compromise, but then it hit him. "I think I'll just get this cool-looking skateboard I saw online once," Michael answered. With both of their minds made up, they began to head off to the ice cream store. Before Andrew had started pedaling, he noticed by the Aldersons' house were not only the 2 police cars, but a man in a white van. His eyes were covered by a black hood. The man looked at Andrew and Michael. Michael did not notice. Andrew quickly pedaled after Michael. 10 minutes later, they arrived at the ice cream store. Michael told Andrew that he was going to the skateboard shop and would meet him back here after he had purchased the skateboard he wanted. Andrew agreed and walked in. He placed the money on the counter and told the cashier what he wanted. The cashier told him that the time for the milkshake will take 10 minutes, so Andrew sat down and waited. As 5 minutes passed, Andrew's eyes widened. Through the ice cream store's windows, he could see a white van parked in the parking lot. He figured that it couldn't be the same one with the hood figure he saw earlier. The ice cream store's door opened, revealing the same hood figure as before. The hood figure passed the cash register and sat on the other side of where Andrew sat. From the look of the figure, his skin was dry and extremely pale. His face was wrinkly, yet he didn't seem very old, and his nails were very sharp and uneven. The hood figure began to speak in a scratchy voice.
"Hello there. I noticed that you were holding on to my friend's wallet that he lost. May I please return it to him?"
he asked. "Oh, this wallet is your friend's wallet?" Andrew responded as he placed the wallet on the table.
Yes, yes, please."
As Andrew began to hand over the wallet, he was interrupted.
Crash!
Michael kicked the ice cream store's door open, almost breaking it. "Andrew, stop whatever you're doing and come out here," Michael yelled. Andrew and the hood figure were driven back at what had just happened. Andrew told the hood figure he would be right back. The hood figure sat waiting while also checking if his heart had fallen off. "What is it, Michael?" "Why were you giving that guy the wallet we found?" Michael questioned. "Because he said it was his friend's wallet." "And you didn't think that he was trying to scam you?" Michael responded angrily. Andrew hadn't thought of that. "Well, I guess he does look kind of shady with that hood covering his eyes," Andrew said. "Yeah, dude, just don't bother with the scammer," Michael said. "Alright, let me just get my milkshake first," Andrew stated. "I'll come with you, just in case he tries to start any trouble." Both Andrew and Michael went inside. Andrew could see his milkshake at the counter. As he walked to the counter, the hood figure watched with a blank expression on his face. Before the hood figure could speak, Andrew grabbed his milkshake and they both ran. The hood figure stood out of his chair while watching them run to their bikes. When they got to their bikes, they sat on them to relax. "So I see you got your awesome milkshake," Michael said. "Yeah, man. Did you get the skateboard you wanted?" asked Andrew. "Nope. I couldn't find the one I was looking for," replied Michael. "That sucks. Guess I'll just find something else to buy tomorrow." That's when Andrew looked at his watch. It was 8 p.m. and getting dark. "We should probably head home now," said Michael. "Alright. I'll see you tomorrow, Michael." "Peace out, bitch." "I'm just kidding," Michael shouted, trying to recover. Andrew laughed. Andrew began pedaling at a steady pace along the sidewalk. That is, until his pace was broken from a white van backing up out of a house's driveway in front of his bike. He quickly braked, stopping just at the right time. Out from the white van was the hood figure. Excuse me, please?" said Andrew. The hood figure looked at Andrew with an upset look on his face.
"Why did you ignore me back there?"
he asked. "Because I don't want to hand over such a large amount of money to anyone who can't be trusted," explained Andrew.
"But what about your friend? Did you trust him not to steal the wallet full of money from your pocket while you weren't looking?"
Andrew was shocked to find that the wallet was no longer in his pockets. He looked at the hood figure angrily. "Dude, don't be trying to take what isn't yours," Andrew said.
I'm not trying to scam you. I saw what your friend did. I even saw him head over to the car shop. Why else would he need such a large amount of money that you are holding on to?"
Andrew contemplated to himself. He wanted to believe Michael was a good person. He felt like he was sacrificing his belief in the hood figure being bad in favor of believing Michael was good. "No, you're going to give me back my wallet, or I'm calling the police," he shouted while raising his phone from his left arm. The hood figure pulled a gun from his pocket and pointed it at Andrew. Andrew stepped back.
"Hand me your phone and you will not be harmed."
Andrew handed the hood figure his phone.
"My friend and I worked hard for the money we earned. You should have handed me the wallet when you had the chance."
The hood figure got in his white van and left. Andrew went back to Pelling to his house. He got back by 9:30 p.m. When he went inside, he locked the front door and went upstairs into his bed to relax. Andrew tried going into his mind to piece together what had just happened today. He no longer had the wallet, a creepy hood figure pointed a pistol at him, and his phone had been stolen. After everything that had just happened today, Andrew couldn't sleep feeling safe. He decided to go downstairs and sleep on his couch. Meanwhile, it was 10:30 and Michael had been driving home in his new car. The wallet laid on the second seat beside him. As Michael was driving, on the side of his mirror he could see a white van following him. He figured it would leave when its turn came, but every turn it kept following him. By the time he arrived at his house, he slowly parked into his driveway. When he got out of his car, he could see that the white van had stopped in the middle of the street by his driveway. "Dude, why are you following me? Fuck off," Michael shouted. Andrew watched from the window by his couch. Out from the white van's back doors popped out a man with a mask and knife. The mask had that of a drawn smiley face with ugly teeth and eyes. The man with the mask ran towards Michael. Michael started running while cursing to himself. Andrew got off of his couch and began to run to Michael's house. Michael locked the door behind him. He quickly took out his phone to call the police. The masked man began kicking the door, trying to get it to open. With one final kick, the masked man broke the door. He ran towards Michael. Michael pointed a gun at him. Face to face, the masked man shouted, "Where is my wallet?" The masked man shouted. "Better sit down before I drop you dead, you masked retard." Before Michael took the shot, the hood figure appeared with a gun pointed at Andrew.
"Hand over the wallet,"
the hooded figure commanded. Michael began to get frustrated. He felt sweat coming down from his head. He reached from his pocket and threw the wallet to the masked man. Andrew watched as tears began to flood his eyes. The masked man inspected the wallet and went into a hidden spot to find his ID. The ID showed a thin, bald-headed man with a smile on his face. The name read Stanford Arkinson. As the masked man looked more into his wallet, he realized that only $20 remained. "Where is the rest of my money?" he shouted. Michael gulped. "I spent it on that car out there," he explained. This made the masked man lose it. He angrily stomped on the ground. He threw his knife to the ground as hard as he could. He continued his anger until he heard a noise in the distance. They all heard police sirens coming closer to Michael's house. The hood figure decided to shoot both Michael and Andrew in the chest. The masked man and the hood figure ran to their white van and left. As the hood figure started to drive, the masked man removed his mask, revealing the same facial features as the one in the ID. He began to cry as he looked at the remaining money left. Michael and Andrew laid beside each other, bleeding to death. "Michael, you bitch. Why?" "I'm sorry, Andrew,"